New game, new glitches, and I'm here to give you the sauce. Many people have posted their own small little tutorials on the glitches that they have found, and I am here to add on to that. There will be some glitches you've probably seen a video about, but I'm not here to credit anybody because I'm going off a glitch list. Link in description if you want to look through it. My friends and I have been recruiting people who have been finding glitches and adding it to our glitch list. So anyone who has found a glitch is most likely credited on that list. I'm always on the glitch hunt, so come check out my second channel where I'm live every day trying to find new ones. Alright, let's rip the band-aid off and talk about speed glitches, because that's the main point why everyone's come here, right? There are a few speed glitches in this game, some more convenient than others. Let's start with the least convenient one, back wheel turning. I didn't come up with this name, that's just what it's called. Basically, pop a trick in the air, turn 90 degrees, and twist back before you land on the ground. Now there is more to this. When you're in the air in 90 degrees, you want to pull your right stick down, and then you make half a pop shove it motion to twist back and point your board forwards. As you're twisting back, you also bring your character back the other direction with your left stick. Honestly, this one's pretty hard to get, and if you get enough speed, eventually you go too fast to where you can't do it anymore. Now for the sloped caveman speed glitch. Stand on a slope, jump, and get on your board. That's simple. The key is to get on your board before you hit the ground and fall over. Okay, now for something a little bit different. Have you noticed that people who first join the game end up rolling around and jumping? Well, that's because that's the fastest way to move, according to them. What they don't know is that all they have to do is simply add a wall and they go much faster. As an example, make a throwdown, shrink it as much as possible, start the throwdown, and start rolling against the wall. Every time you jump, you gain a little bit more speed. There is a speed cap to it, but it's definitely a lot faster than actually rolling around. The next speed glitch is the power slide shuffle. Depending on which direction you're going, you either power slide front side or back side, and this is also deterministic by stance. The shuffle part is angling your power slide so you shuffle back and forth, gaining speed. You would want to put your right analog stick in the bottom left or the bottom right of your controller and start moving it left or right, specifically only in that corner, such as going from 7 to 6 o'clock or 5 to 6 o'clock. Now this is pretty inconsistent, and if you can't get it, I don't know what to tell you. Another way to get speed is getting on your board at the right time. If you have the roll-in prop, standing a certain distance away at the top, simply just by walking in and getting on your board, you can actually get a lot more momentum coming out of the roll-in. This does work in other places throughout the map, you just gotta find them. The next speed glitch uses the front side 1 foot air. Basically, you want to pull out a 1 foot air before you land on the ground. The key thing is to hold down on the left stick as you do it. This is one of those speed glitches where you can keep chaining them to go even faster. Now for the most convenient speed glitch of them all, the spread eagle chain speed glitch. Not really a speed glitch, but more of an exploit. Simply put, hippie jump and do a spread eagle, then get back on your board. That's simple. If you fall to the ground, that's because you don't pull out your spread eagle fast enough. The speed comes from holding up on your left stick when doing the spread eagle. Doing this over and over again, you can get ridiculous speeds. Now for the speed glitch everyone has been talking about, the hippie jump backflip speed glitch. Have you ever noticed when you land a backflip and you under-rotate it, you get speed out of it? That's exactly what we're doing. You want to hippie jump, backflip, then get back on your board. You want to get back on your board when your back is parallel with the ground. If you're not getting any speed, that means you've got on your board too late. If you're falling, that means you're doing it too early. The taller you are, the more consistent the glitch gets. Being in height 3 can greatly affect the speed glitch. Hitting that window just becomes a lot easier once you're taller. Another helpful tip is to hold down on your right stick right before you land. Pulling down on the right stick actually makes you fall a little bit faster, so you use that to your advantage. Now I got one more speed glitch to show you. Y'all asked for a backwards man? We got a backwards man. This is the fastest speed glitch in the game, to my knowledge. What you would want to do is create a gap where your board can go under, but your person can't. And stacking 2 small mandy pads on top of each other fits that criteria. You would want to be on your board, 1 push, get in fakie, and then do a bean plant when your board gets underneath the small gap. This sends you pretty fast, and I would recommend turning off traffic to enjoy the speed. If you mistime it, funny things can happen. Oh, I got a weird ass view.
I see you in there.
And that is the end of speed glitches. So yes, you could freely click off the video and go try these out for yourself, or you could stick along and learn about launch glitches. But I'm not going to talk about that just yet. I want to talk about map-specific glitches. This first one isn't really a glitch, but more an error on the dev team, coming to the North First bus stop, then going down to the river. If you open up your replay editor and go into the water, you can see a car. Yep, it just sits there. It's something to show off your friends. They would be as confused as you are. This next glitch involves coming to the unfinished bridge by the stadium. You climb up this pillar and mess around with the rebar that is sticking up above the ground. To get these launches, you would want to get on your board in either double grab or coffin. The next map glitch is just messing around with collision by coming to the blue light beach and using this ramp. You can get pretty crazy things to happen, like getting sucked into the geometry and walking around in said geometry. You can actually disassociate yourself from your actual character's model and just get on your board and find what funky things happen. The last map glitch I know about is going to the Reels Theater bus stop, heading down the street until you see a fence, climb over the fence, then you see the wood wall, climb up the wall, and now you're out of bounds. Speaking about out of bounds, there is actually a method to clip through any wall you want. Well, I say any wall, but this glitch actually is pretty hard to pull off. It's not really that consistent, but you would jump, dive kick, and try to place a marker right when you get clipped into the wall. Going back to your marker, you'll be on the other side. The good news is that there's a really easy alternative. When using the throwdowns, you can place it anywhere on the map. This does not clip through floors, but it does clip through walls. So I could put the throwdown through the wall, past the barricade, place it down, open my map, and teleport back to the throwdown. Now I'm in the underground tunnel where the devs didn't want you to see this location. Another place you can easily get with throwdowns is to get to the other side of the bridge at the North Shore location. This one requires you to be in a party because you can't teleport to that throwdown through the map. So when your party member accepts the challenge starts and you'll be on the other side of the bridge. You wait until time runs out and you can stay on that side of the bridge. This also works by placing the throwdown in the void of the ocean around the box's area. When setting it in this location, you are underwater, so getting on your board or jumping around, you're gonna have a hard time. You can't walk?
No, the second I get up, my dude collapses.
Oh, that's probably because I didn't jump. I just decided to walk. Oh, now I'm fucked. Now I hope this one is a server issue because I don't know how it happens, but sometimes when you open up a throwdown, there is a prop attached to the flag of the throwdown. In my case, when I planted it and started it, the throwdown began in the ocean, which sounds fine on paper, but the moment that you end the challenge, you're still in the water. And while still being in the water means you can't fast travel out of the water. I tried going back to my marker, but my marker is in the water. I just so happened to get lucky when the water actually respawned me. I was standing up to where I can now open the map and teleport out. Now for a really easy glitch to pull off and show to your friends and gatekeep it because you're just that guy. All you need to do is hippie jump, spin, and then hold RB or R1 depending on your controller. If you're not spinning around really fast, that means you are holding the button way too early. You have to see your character actually spinning before holding the button. This same method also works when you're on your feet, except you want to be holding RB or R1 before you even jump. Once you jump, you want to be in the air in the dive motion for a bit, then hold down the trigger and push your left stick down left or down right. Another easy glitch is coming up to a ledge, hanging on the ledge, and then make sure that both feet are on the wall. You would then hold up on your left stick and bail. Doing this would make every emote that you do not work properly. This only works on emotes where you can freely walk around. Doing the ones where it's stationary won't affect it. I'm in the broken emote state and I can't get out of it, and it's affecting my onboard gameplay.
I'm Mormon.
We have a returning glitch that made it from Skate 3 into the new game, which is running and getting on your board while holding RB. But this time, there is no RB holding. Run at object and get on your board. Here's another oversight by the developers. If you were to roll off a high ledge, the farther you go down, the slower your descent becomes. Make sure you're just holding up on your left stick the entire time. I don't know how this got overlooked, but yeah, you can just gently start floating downwards as if nothing ever happened. Another way to start falling downwards pretty slowly is if you were to roll jump off a high place, and while still being in the ball, you spam B or circle. This causes your skater to constantly be rolling in the sky and also start falling down pretty slowly. Now, time for some real Mary Poppins shit. Unfortunately, this does not send you upwards. When you're in the bailed ragdoll state, you could pull out an emote and you could just start gently gliding downwards. Now, this does not work with every emote. There are specific emotes that work. The ones that I know work are the third eye emote, the floss emote, or the clapping emote to save you some embarrassment. When you're holding this emote, you can't really control where you are gliding. That's why if you hold RB or R1, you can. And using this method allows you to glide farther than actual spread eagle. Here's a simple glitch that's easy to do but hard to time, the drop-in glitch. While running at the ledge, you would want to let go of your left stick before you hit Y or triangle, which makes you drop in. Once you're in this state, you can survive any fall without failing. Oh, I landed in a tree. This may also come with some side effects like slithering across the ground. I don't know how to get this consistent, it just happens. A thing to note while slithering across the ground is that any slope surface gets treated as a wall. Now for the other known glitch, the roll jump. Once you roll and your feet reach the ground, that's when you jump. If you timed it correctly, you can get significant height. It's a pretty tight window to get, so don't get frustrated if you can't do it all the time. Doing it out of a slide or dive can help your chance of success. Fun fact, did you know you could save a marker based on the rotation angle of your skateboard? As an example, if you were to wall ride and save a marker, you will have saved a marker while wall riding. If you were to go back to that marker, funny implications can happen if you are close to the ground. Now this also works if you hold flip tricks. Doing so, you can get upside down and have funny things happen. Oh, what? I just ollied with a double grab. Speaking about markers, did you know you could set your marker faster? Holding up on the D-pad sets your marker, but sometimes that takes a little too long. So, if you were to open up the social menu with the left D-pad and immediately hit up on the D-pad, then back out of the social tab, you would have set a marker a lot quicker. Although you can reverse the marker settings, that just means you have to hold the marker if you want to go back to it. Alright, now for some pops, using a wall. Make sure you have wallies enabled in the settings because this does abuse wallies. To set this up, you have to use the bigger manny pad. What you want to do is have a gap between the manny pad and the wall. So when you roll off the manny pad, you dip down a bit into the wall. As you're dipping down, you want to flick a trick to do a wally. Timing it right should send you airborne. This also works if you're on a slope into a wall. So by setting up this big kicker against the wall and timing my wally correctly, I can get the same amount of height. Here comes another party trick. The coffin buffer. As you're getting into a coffin, you want to get off your board before you complete the coffin. So next time you get on your board and flick a trick, you will do a coffin flip trick. You might have known finger flips are not in this game. That isn't to say that you can't get away with doing something that looks like a finger flip. By tapping the grab button and doing a late flip, you could do what looks like a finger flip. Now for a couple bounces. If you were to hold out a super dude or a no-foot air at the peak of your ollie, then open up either the social tab or the toolbox, your character will bounce off the ground and give you a slight speed boost. But for a more consistent bounce, we can do the late foot plant bounce. You need to pop a trick to get some air, grab front side, and then fast plant as soon as you reach the ground. But that's not all. You also need to tweak your grab while foot planting. So you can either hold out a tuck knee, a nose bone, or a tailbone. You need to make sure you're holding these grabs the entire time. Letting it go before you foot plant, you won't get the height. This also can be used if you were to backflip at the peak of your jump and land on your head. Before you land on your head, you need to do another foot plant. This may cause you to go upside down and stay underground. The next bounce is the crossbone bounce. It's pretty simple with its inputs, but it's hard to time. Once you pop a trick, you want to land in crossbone. You shouldn't be holding the crossbone the entire time, you just tweak it out before you land on the ground. But you want to tweak the crossbone at a 8 to 7 o'clock angle if you're in Goofy, and a 4 to 5 o'clock angle if you're in Reg. You can chain these bounces, but they are really hard to do. No complies are here, but they work completely different compared to Skate 2 and 3. If you were to come across a pull jam or any positive angled rail, you can no comply right before it, and your board will nick the rail, causing you to be in a frozen state. You cannot do any inputs, you cannot grab, push, whatever. The only thing you can do is go back to marker. And if your rail is long enough, you might be slowly going up that rail. This next glitch needs you to have auto hop enabled. It's the setting that makes you auto hop up curbs. Rolling up to a curb and doing a fast plant as soon as the game wants you to auto hop, your character will be stuck in a forever fast plant cycle until you go back to marker. While in this state, it also makes you frictionless, so if you go downhill, you will keep that speed if you go into flat. The next curb abuse glitch involves you having to use the pull back on left stick assist on, as addition as the previous two. By slowly rolling up to a curb and hippie jumping, right as when the game wants you to do the auto curb hop, you need to pull back on your left stick, and sometimes you'll get put into this bounce. I like to call this a rapid ollie state. You can call it whatever. Timing this is pretty precise. If you hippie jump too late, you just go up the curb. If you hippie jump too early, you'll land on the sidewalk. While in this state, you need to get off your board and then angle yourself with the curb, get on your board, and immediately pull down on the left stick again, and you might get this slow-mo animation glitch. Sometimes you might just get directly into it like I did, but this can last up to a minute or two. If you don't time it correctly, you might just be stuck in an infinite loop of doing constant no complies. Now here's something that's easy to do but really hard to time, which is diving and rolling. I mean, yeah, that's what it usually looks like, but if you were to dive and the moment you hit the ground you end up rolling, you will get into a stasis of some sort. And depending on level geometry, you might just stay there forever. I don't need to spend money on that emote, I can do it for free!
Try an emote.
Try an emote? Oh. Wait, what?
Well,
What
your knees
the
are still like bent.
Also, while in this state, if you look at a certain direction, your character can twist around. If you time a roll jump correctly, that roll jump will also be in a T-pose.
I got it!
Yes!
go!
Okay, it's not an Xbox thing. We're good.
Now for the launches. Did you know you can drop in on cars? Doing so, nothing might happen. But on this specific car, because it's leaned back on a hill, dropping in on it can have some pretty cool side effects. Another launch is by starting a challenge, not completing it, but filling out one task. You can then hang on an object, hold start to end the mission, causing you to get launched as soon as it ends. Now, not to see space from like outside. Now this works differently if you're on console. If you're on console, you get teleported to the boxes. I've never got this to work on PC, and the only people that I know that have done this both play on console. Alright, now for something really easy. Drop in and bail. That's it. If you drop in and don't bail, that means you did it too late. If you drop in and nothing happens, that means you did it too early. There's an alternative one where you drop in, bail, and then push up on your left stick to drop in, but that's not as violent. Side note, this doesn't really work well at high elevations. Oh shit! What the fuck? Alright, now to tell you how to get to this weird twist manny state. This is useful for another glitch later. To get in this state, you have to be off your board and then get on your board. Once on your board, you do a quick manual, and then you slam the stick all the way back down. So you're doing a tail drag. But you shouldn't have seen yourself do a manual at all. You know you have the glitch when you're in a T-pose state. This also does work with nose manuals if you wanted to do it that way as well. Other ways of doing it is dropping in on a curb, or through hippie jumps if you want to get into that state by having some momentum. While in this state, you can twist around and fold into yourself. If you want to move around, just make sure to wiggle left and right on your left stick while holding a manual. Eventually, your nose will pop upwards and you can move wherever you want. If you do a nose manual or just get off your board, you will be out of the state. Now, depending on each height has different side effects. On height 1, pulling out an emote, your character will look like it's sitting on the ground. In height 2, nothing really happens. But in both of these heights, while in this state, flicking a trick can cause a launch. But height 3 is what we're really looking for. Doing an emote while in this state, your character will go upwards. The longer your character goes upwards, the higher you go. And so you can either get on your board or bail. This is a really easy way to get to the top of the M-Court building if you don't have the fast travel unlocked. But as I said, the longer you wait, the higher you go. So if you wait for some time, you will immediately go out of the skybox and see space. You are so removed from the map that you are terribly far away from the port of origin that your character ends up looking like this. Now let's move on to hand plants because there's a couple things that are wrong with them. By rolling up to a quarter pipe and hippie jumping before you hand plant, the animations for the hand plant doesn't quite look right. Now if you were to do the same thing and hand plant on the corner of a quarter pipe, but get off your board and hold A once you get off your board, you will be detached from your board but not. You can walk around, but you will be walking around wherever your board is placed. By opening up the start menu and backing out, your character will be above the board with some distance. You can also add some emotes with it too.
It's bugging out. Oh shit.
Oh my god. Just make sure you exit the quarter pipe correctly. Oh,
You got
I
launched?
got launched. Now for a glitch to where you actually hover on your skateboard. This has very similar timing to the backflip hippie jump speed glitch, so if you can get that one down, I'm pretty sure you can get this one too. You would want to come to a ledge or rail, anything that's grindable, and then jump, backflip, get on your board, and try to land nose heavy. Doing so, it would lock your animation, and it would send you on the direction that you were facing. You can't do anything in this state. The only thing you can do is flick a trick and then fall over. And finally, hand plant warping. By rolling up to a quarter pipe and reverting or power sliding before you hand plant, your character will get into this weird double grab state. I'm not actually holding any grabs, that's just what it will do. While in this double grab state and in air, you bail. And once you get up, do not get on your board. You find a different ledge, get on it, and try to drop in. Once you drop in, you will get warped to where you originally did the hand plant. Now there are some limitations with this glitch, the first one being you have to be facing the ledge that you originally started the hand plant on. The other one is that you can't be too far away. There seems to be a distance of it and I don't know that distance. The next one is height. It can't be too high or too low compared to where you started. They have to be at equal level. And now for the last glitch, it's something I like to call Chaos Cam. To do this glitch, you need to be in a party, but also you cannot be the first person on top of the party list. That person will never be able to do this glitch. Basically, you want to open up the social tab and be on the party menu. And then you want to make sure you are highlighted on yourself. And make sure it's only on yourself. If you open up the tab and you are over someone else's name, it's not going to work. What needs to happen is that you are off board, open up the party menu, you are viewing only yourself, back out of the party menu, and then get on your board. You would notice your camera angle will be moving along with the right stick movements and also doing flip tricks. Opening up the object dropper will put your camera in a free cam, where it will stay in position as long as you don't move your right stick. You can also use the replay editor to do the same thing, but while also in the replay editor, you could adjust the field of view. So you can have a fisheye lens while also being able to actively change your character's position. And then we have the throwdown. Open the toolbox, go to the throwdown, back out of the throwdown, and now the camera is locked to the front of your skater. While in this state, doing any form of flips will be really disorienting. And as of right now, that is all the glitches that I know about. There are some small glitches that really don't do anything, and if you have a collision with the world, that's just skate just being skate. So as a reminder, I will be on my second channel live streaming with my friends to see if we could find any more glitches. So until next upload, have fun with all these glitches while you can, because this game actually gets updates.